Are there other screening systems in place to make sure that pilots are stable enough to fly an airplane? We have retired Northwest Airlines pilot David Funk joining us now to talk more about this. So, David, one of the first questions that comes to mind, because this is interesting, actually, that the standards for psychological screenings are actually greater in Asia than they are in the U.S. And I understand part of that is because Asia has had more incidences of pilot suicide, in effect, with the airplane. Is that right?
Yeah, that is right, that there have been more suicides in that part of the world utilizing the aircraft as the method of death. But, you know, I'm not sure that they're more stringent, they're just different. In the United States, most pilots go to the doctor of their choice, the aviation doctor of their choice. In Asia and in many parts of Europe and Africa, you go to a company-designated doctor, and the company provides those medical services. So it's just a different way to do business. I'm not sure that theirs works any better than ours. When you look at the United States, I can't find a single suicide by airplane case involving an airliner that's really in the records going back last 10, 15 years. So I would argue our system works pretty effectively.
So when you look at these screenings that are used here, though, what kind of questions do they ask? And I mean, the obvious question is, how easy are those tests to fool, right? I mean, because you could answer any way you want, I imagine.
I suppose, you know, when you look at the totality of the person in front of you as a doctor, I'm sure the doctors evaluate not just what they see in the forms, or when you're going through a pre-employment physical process, which can be it was very difficult at Northwest Airlines when I was hired back in 1987, and the medical lasted a full day. Some carriers today, Delta being one of them, that entire interview process is 3 or 4 days long to determine whether you're suitable or not. They're gonna catch any flags in that process they would have then. Is everything match up with what this pilot is telling us about who he is with the person that's actually being presented to us at this time? And so I'd argue our system works actually pretty well. And then the self-policing in the industry, you know, if you're flying with a guy that's suddenly, he's always been happy and very effective, and all of a sudden he's down in the dumps, it's kind of our jobs as fellow employees to figure out what's wrong, and if he needs to take a little break, we get him the time off he needs to deal with the problem.
So you mentioned one potential red flag there. That's right, a change in behavior, a change in personal circumstances. What other red flags would come up during a psych evaluation that they would look for?
Well, you know, in the psych eval during the pre-employment interview is separate than what you would get every 6 months when you see your aviation doctor. We have to self-report our medications and whenever we go to see a health provider, you'd think, well, that's no big deal. They just would lie on the form. The problem is if you lie on the form, it's 5 years in prison and a $250,000 fine, and the FAA has prosecuted successfully pilots who have lied about their medical status. So, you know, the downside is so great that people tend to be honest in their reporting. And let's face it, I've been seeing the same aviation doctor myself for over 20 years. He knows pretty much my entire medical history. And if something pops up, you know, my doc is going to catch it pretty quickly, particularly since honest pilots tend to work for major airlines, flying big airplanes, or because of the self-selection nature of the business, you just don't survive and get to that level of your career. It's, you know, not every news person winds up on CNN, and you get there because you're good, not because you're average.